Hello, my name is Tracy Blakeney, and this is a report on Rachel Parsons, who is a spiritual director. I interviewed her back in October. Just to tell you a few things about her biography, she is a certified spiritual director and certified spiritual direction supervisor. I was very interested in interviewing spiritual direction supervisors because I'm going to have to choose one next year, and so this was a valuable exercise to ask her about that. But a little bit more about her first. The name of her business is the Fratris Day Spiritual Direction. She serves on the board of Spiritual Direction Colorado, North Denver Soul Care Network, and the Center for Non-Religious Spirituality. She's an interfaith minister at People House, Denver. She has served as a hospital and hospice chaplain and has been in spiritual direction since 2014. She earned a Master of Arts in Spiritual Direction and Soul Care from the Denver Seminary, where she studied the inherently physical nature of human spirituality. She's a published poet and a part of the LGBTQIA community. She has designed the practice of body discernment, a synthesis of somatic therapeutic practices for spiritual discernment. This was something that was very unique about her. Rachel loves hiking and biking the mountains of Colorado and going to punk shows. She can most likely be found playing her guitar or her banjo and reading on her balcony or dancing with everything. I loved her website, which included a video of her talking about what spiritual direction is to her and what it can be for others. She describes it as an invitation to spiritual curiosity. And I thought that was a very apropos way of phrasing it. She was brought up evangelical Christian, and in that religious community, she practiced and loved ecstatic dance. And she wanted to promote ecstatic dance as a commonplace spiritual practice within evangelical Christianity. She is interested in the theology of the body, physicality, and the whole concept in Christianity of the flesh being evil. So she went to seminary, and there she realized that she really was not in alignment with Christian teachings. I asked her about her spiritual practice. She meditates with candles and dances, and she said, though, that she's become less Christian over the years, more spiritual and independent. She loves ecstatic free dance movement. She said it feels like an art. It's a good place to think. She can actually think while she's doing that. And she said it's hard to lie to yourself when you're doing that. I'll have to take her word for it because I'm not really capable of doing that, but it sounds fascinating. In terms of accountability, she has a spiritual director of her own and a group of friends, spiritual friends that she discusses things with. She gets her own therapy 1 or 2 times a week. She makes it a point to take care of her physical and mental health, has fun, gets rest. She spaces out her spiritual direction sessions so she's not overwhelmed. And that is how she does it. The positives of spiritual direction that she noted, she said, I love it so much, it's like my girlfriend. Spiritual direction glows where people can look at all kinds of options without being pushed into anything. She has the fundamental conviction that people know what is best for them. So she has grown into that from her original evangelical Christianity upbringing. The downside of spiritual direction is financial, and because sometimes you have to have a second job to make ends meet, and she does. She is a supervisor by training, but she's only had one supervisee and no groups. she said her practice just does not seem to flower in that direction, and she is comfortable with that. As far as compensation goes, she said some people can pay $165 an hour without batting an eye. And so some people pay that, and she said otherwise she's very easy to negotiate with. I enjoyed speaking with her, with Rachel, but I did not think I meshed well necessarily with her in terms of background and the physicality part. So I'm not sure that she would be the best kind of spiritual director for me, but I really appreciate our conversation and the time that she took to speak to me. Thank you.